See, I look at it again. Here's the screws. I know the screws need to be on this side of the door. The thumb turn needs to be on this side of the door, not the outside. Okay. See, if I flip it around, it's on the outside. The screws are on the outside. I don't want that. I'm gonna turn it around, and it's facing upside down. The handles are still going that direction. The screws are on the inside. That's how I want it. Okay. Let's get you over here so you can watch this. I'm going to pull it apart now, and I'm just going to fit it in the hole. And this is a 2 3/8 back set. If it's 2 3/4, it's all set up for that too. There's two side holes, and I didn't show you that before. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We'll get you right in there. You see that? 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 back set. What are you talking about there? Okay, well, measure from the outside edge of the door, and usually on the high side. The high side is on the back side. Well, the front side of the door. Okay, and then you would measure from there to the center. From the edge of that to the center, and that would be 2 3/8 or 2 3/4. Okay, this one's set up for 2 3/8, but the hole inside, you see that? There's two different ones. This one is for 2 3/8. This one over here is set up for 2 3/4 back set, and you don't have to do anything special. You just slip the handle right on in that. Okay, that's what I like too, because years ago they didn't have that. You had to order them a right hand, left hand swing on the paddle, and whether or not it was 2 3/8 back set, 2 3/4 back set. Nowadays they've made it very simple. Everything's universal. Okay, so I'm going to take that out. I'm going to slip it in there, and I'm going to put this on there, and there's some nice little grooves. See right there, you can't go wrong where it fits. It slips in between that one and between that one. And okay. I'm holding this with my hand and just kind of getting that started. See, I barely have that top one started at all. And so when I get this in with my screwdriver, I want to kind of lift up on it a little bit and just be careful and make sure it feels like it's going in straight. If I feel it binding at all right at first, I will back it out and try it again, because once it starts binding, you can cross thread these little threads. They're very fine, and you think, oh, I'll just ram it in there. The further you go, you could start stripping the head out. You might not tighten the handle, and it might mess up something on the inside or whatever. Okay, this time I'm just going to tighten up the bottom one. I'm going to make it almost snug, but not. Okay, now that's holding the outside trim. I can let go of it. I can hold it and just use both hands on the screw here. I don't have to hold this one like this, you know, like it did at the bottom, and go ba 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 ba. Yeah, I could just hold it here and spin it in. Okay, now I'm gonna keep that off a little bit, and then I kind of lift up on it all the way up. I don't want it all the way up, but I don't want it all the way down either. I want it about centered. If it's about centered, I know the latch is going straight. It's not up, it's not down. And I see where the line is, where they painted on here. And whoever installed the first ones, they had the doorknob sagging a little bit, and that's down too far. I don't like that. So I'm going to lift this up, and I'm going to hold it right like that and tighten her down. Got the top one tight all the way. Now I can go back down to the bottom one. And see, just give it a little bit of a turn. Don't get those too much. Okay? Okay, now we have to change the handle, don't we? Okay, I take my little goodie here now. Remember? I still have this, and I'm holding this right here. I find a little hole, push in on it, there's a little spring, and I just want to pull it out a little bit. Now I can let go of that, and I can pop this off. Kaboom. Okay. Same thing with this one. Gotta find the hole. It's a little dark back over in here. Push in on it, and I'm pulling out a little bit. I don't want to pull it out all the way because the pin that I'm pushing in might hold it. See, I got to pull that out and pop this off. Come on. Now I can take this same handle, put it on here, because remember, it's universal. It's universal. Right hand or left hand swing, just like that, and it's on. Kaboom. And put this on straight, push, and I heard it, a little click on there. I want to pull on that to make sure it's tight, because sometimes if you don't do that, it might pop right off, and you know you got to push it on a little bit further. Okay, sometimes also this escutcheon might be slightly off the housing before you install it on the first time. Make sure that's pushed in all the way, because if not, maybe you get it all together and for some reason it's not locking properly, because I did that on one a few days ago, and it was because the outside fascia trim, the escutcheon, that's called an escutcheon trim, wasn't pushed in all the way, and I snapped it in there and then put it all together, held my breath, and sure enough, everything worked fine. Okay, I always like to check this when I get done, because you don't want to walk away from this door telling somebody, okay, yeah, I got it, and the first time they go to lock it, something's happening. Okay, so always check it a few times. Okay, and now I'm going to go and we're going to work on this strike plate. There's my other 15. Thank you, Amazon. You know, had I waited for Home Depot, they would have only had 12 coming in. In another week and a half, I'd have to drive out to the other side of the island just to pick up 12, and I needed 20. I got the 5 2 days ago, and boom, here's the 15 in the right amount of time that I needed them. Think about that next time. Maui, baby. Wish you were here, but because you're not, I'm bringing it to you with these videos. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos.